guys, and welcome to Tasmania TV. Today's video is about socializing with your pet rats and activating them. I haven't done a rat video in a long time, even though I've been planning to, and you guys have requested that I do, and you wanted to meet the boys now that they're all grown up. So sorry that it's taking me so long, but that's what we're doing today anyways. Let's start off by reintroducing the boys. This is Eddie. He is the black guy with the with the white belly. He's the biggest one, and he's the snuggly one. He loves to crawl up on my lap and just like lie down and be scratched for hours. Yes, he does. This little guy is Tim. He is the velveteen one, so his fur is all fuzzy and cute. Hi, sweetie. He's also got a white belly, and he's a little fatty. And he's also super sweet and curious and loves to hang out. This little guy is Louie. He is our Russian blue Dumbo. He is the smallest one in size. He's the one that's more like normal in size. The others are a little on the heavy side. He's the shy one, but he's super sweet and snuggly as well. Aren't you? Yes, you are. And then the last guy is Ricky. He is solid black. And he's the playful one. He loves to have you chase him around the couch and just play around with him. And he's also very snuggly. They're all super, super snuggly, super sweet boys. Yes. So rats are extremely social, playful, and curious pets. So it's very important that you activate them and keep them happy and socialized. They really need company. And not only from each other, but from you as well. So they need to get used to you holding them and petting them, and they need to know that you're nice to them so that they can trust you. And that, because you want pets that want to hang with you, right? You want to be able to pick them up and cuddle with them and things like that. But today we're going to be talking about socializing and activating them. And one of the most important things is making sure that they get out of their cage every single day. It doesn't matter if you have like the biggest cage in the history of rats, which I think we kind of do. Their cage is enormous. It doesn't matter. They still have to get out, because that cage, everything in there, that's their home, and they're there all day long. So it is very important that you make sure that they get to switch environments a little bit. And then also, like our cage is over there in the corner, as you can see. It's a little bit messy right now, but it is important that you switch around the interior of their cage so that they have new things to look at, new toys to play with, and stuff like that as well. So what we do, I know some people who have like a whole room dedicated to their rats, and the rats can roam free. We unfortunately don't have the possibility to do that in our current living situation, but if you do, that's awesome. Just make sure to cover up like all your electrical outlets and don't have any like cords along the floor or anything that they can bite on, get hurt on, or like disappear into the walls or anything like that. You have to rat proof your apartment if you want them to be running around on the floors. But there are a lot of tips online on how you can do that. Just make sure that there's nothing that they can hurt themselves on or that they can disappear. But if you don't want to have them loose in a room, there are a couple ways around that. You can set up a space, like a contained space where they can hang. You could use your bed, or do what we do, which is use our couch and our living room furniture. So we're currently on the couch. Our couch is a regular black IKEA couch, but we put these sheets on over it every time we're letting the rats out, because they do like to gnaw on stuff, and sometimes they pee. So we kind of don't want to have our couch completely covered in pee. So these hideous sheets make up like the base for when we have the rats out. So we let them out once a day, and that's usually right before bedtime, because that's when they're the most active. Rats are nocturnal, which means that they sleep all day. So all day when me and my boyfriend are at work, they're just sleeping anyways. So it's when we get home, and at night, maybe like around 9 o'clock, something like 8 or 9, something like that, that's when they wake up and start to feel energized and want to socialize with us. The way of knowing that they're in the mood to socialize is basically because they're up and they're standing like this, like watching us being, can we come out and play now? And they're like playing around in the cage and chasing each other and stuff like that. So we just take them out, and if you have the possibility for them to just open the cage and just have them walk out themselves, that's awesome. Unfortunately, we don't. We have to like take them out. But they're used to that by now, so they're basically just standing like this waiting for us to come lift them. So we just take them out on the couch and then make sure that there's a toilet on the couch. It's full of poop right now, sorry, but just using the same toilet materials that you have in their cage so that they know that that's where they're supposed to poop and pee, hopefully. Sometimes they pee like to mark territory or whatever, but yeah, they still need to have a toilet. And then you need to make sure that they have stuff to play with. So we have, I'm sorry guys, I'm just gonna take him quickly. This is Mahmoud, a mammoth that we've had for our rats forever, and he's all like bitten up. Both of his tusks are gone, as you can see, and he's like all scrunched up. They probably peed on him. I think one of the eyes is missing. Anyway, that's like their favorite toy. He's like their protector, so whenever they're out and they get scared of something, they run and they hide underneath him. And we also have a towel that they can play around in, and they crawl inside of the sheets and yeah, just have a lot of fun. Now, we have boys, and boys are not extremely playful. They're more like lazy, just kind of like to hang out. The girls are a bit more curious and need a bit more activating. But yeah, the boys just kind of want to hang. Sometimes they want to play, but most of the time they're just happy hanging on the couch with us. So we'll just keep them out for hours while we're watching TV or just doing other stuff. And we can walk away and be like in the other room. They're not going to go anywhere. Some rats will like jump off the couch and jump around on the floor, but ours don't do that. For one, I don't think they kind of feel like they want to or need to because they love the couch, but also I think they're a little scared, so the couch is kind of like their safety blanket. So what they do is like they find their spots on the couch and they kind of lay down and snuggle, and they come to you and they kind of crawl up on you and sniff you and do whatever they want. But there are tons of stuff you can do to activate your rats while you have them out. And one of those is called pee fishing. And this is one of my favorite things to do for them, especially during the summer when it's really, really warm and you kind of want to cool them off. So what you do is you take like a big bathtub basically for the rats, like a big bowl. You fill it with water, nice temperatured water. Don't make it too hot or too cold. Just adjust to what you think was comfortable. Like lukewarm, I'd say, is good. And then you just take regular green peas and just pop them in there, and they're gonna sink. They don't float, they're gonna sink. So you need to teach your rats that at the bottom of this pool there are peas. And once they're accustomed to water, they're going to start fishing for these peas, and you're going to have so much fun with this. The rats are going to be like dipping their heads in and like shaking their heads, and there's going to be water all over. Some might just pop in and just go swimming and have a lot of fun right away. Some might be a little bit more like going like this with their paws trying to find the peas. It's all about their personalities, and they all have different ways of approaching this, but it's a very fun way for your rats to play, and they get a treat because they love peas. You can use corn as well, or other stuff too, I guess. I know a lot of people use like these kind of pebbles or seashells, and make sure that they're the clean ones. Don't go picking these in nature because you can like contaminate the rats and bring like bacteria and diseases. And make sure that it's store-bought and that you've kind of cooked them or kept them in boiling water before using them, so that every like kind of bacteria and everything like that is gone. And they can like dip their heads into the water, pick those up, and then go collect them or hide them or whatever, because rats love doing this stuff. They love fetching things. So that's one of the things that you can do. Rats also love chasing things, and they love stuff that tickles. So if you have feathers, there are cat toys where it's kind of like a stick and there's a feather on the end of it, and you can like make them chase it around. I'm gonna see if I can get one of the boys to do that right now, but it's actually 11:30 in the middle of the day right now, and they're pretty tired. They're not used to being out this time of the day. The reason I'm recording this right now is because this is the only time of the day that there's any light in here right now, so you wouldn't be able to see them at nighttime. But I'm gonna give it a shot and see if they want to play a little bit for you guys. So this is one of the toys that we have. It's a cat toy. It's a stick with an elastic band on it, and then it has a ball with a little bell in it, and then the feathers. Now the feathers, the boys go crazy for these. They kind of want to chase them around and just like, because it tickles their noses and stuff. All the boys are hiding right now, so we'll see what happens. Nobody wants to come play with mommy? Where are you guys? Is everybody hiding? You're not in a very playful mood, are you? Yeah, like I said, it's daytime, so they're not very playful right now. Sorry about that, but that's something that can be made fun if you do it at night. There are tons of videos on YouTube on how you can train your rats into doing tricks. Rats are really smart, so you can basically teach them anything you can teach a dog. Well, maybe not that sitting down and stuff, but they can like roll around, play dead, fetch stuff, and there's a ton of things. We don't usually train our rats though. These guys are more like I said, about hanging out and stuff, but if you're interested in that, go check out those videos and just Google for rat tricks and you'll find tons and tons of videos on stuff that you can do. Other kinds of activating exercises or whatever that you can do, if you keep them in the cage for a long time, or if you won't have time to let them out during the day for some reason, there are things you can do to activate them in their cage as well. For instance, rats love using newspaper as bedding, and they love like tearing it up and like spending a lot of time. So you can just take like shreds of newspaper and just put them in their cage, and they're gonna just like spend hours and hours just ripping them to pieces, and then like carrying them around like up and down all over, and then using them as bedding for where they sleep. You can save your empty toilet rolls and like kind of push the ends in, and then put some treats inside the toilet roll, and then push the other ends in so that and then put those, like a couple of those in the cage, and then the rats have to like struggle to get the food because they can smell that it's good stuff in there, but they have to work to get it. So that's a great way. Whenever we're going to be gone for a long time, like we know we're going to be home late and we're not going to be able to let them out, that's one of the things that we do. Just leave them little treats all over, and they have to work a little bit before they can get to those. We also have a lot of towels and like little nooks and places for them to hide in, both when we have them out and in the cage, because that's just one of the things that they love. One of the things that you can put in the cage that can activate them is a fruit tree branch. You have to look up what kind of trees are okay, because some can be poisonous, and whenever you have a branch, you have to super clean it. Again, get rid of all that like bacteria and potential diseases and stuff, because it's from outdoor, and these are indoor rats, so they don't really know that kind of part of nature and stuff, so they can get sick. So we have, for instance, right now we have an apple tree branch in their cage, and it's huge. It goes almost all the way from the bottom to the very top, and the first thing we did was just put it in the shower and just scrub it for an hour to make sure that there's nothing on there that they can catch. And then they climb on it and they chew on it, and they kind of use it as a scratching board, so it kind of helps file their nails down a little bit. Another thing that the rats love is to dig around in dirt, and again, you have to make sure that it's not dirt that you've taken from outside, like from the ground, that has worms and crap in it. You have to buy like the kind of dirt that's super clean, that you use for like depotting plants and stuff, and you can use a little pot that you put that in, and they can just dig around in there. They're gonna have a lot of fun. So yeah, those are some of the tips on how to activate your rats, because you have to remember that these are not fish. Like, these are not the kind of pets that you keep in their little container and just kind of poke at them sometime and give them food and that's it. These are super social animals, and you have to spend a lot of time with them. It's very important to think about this if you are considering getting pet rats, because they will need a lot of your time. They will take up a lot of your time, and you always need to have at least 2, but I recommend getting even more, because if one of them gets sick and dies, the other one is going to be left all alone, or we have to start all over and get new rats. So it's important to have several, and that's why we have 4. And it's fun to have a lot of them, because they're fun animals. They're a lot of fun to play with, and they're super sweet and snuggly. As you can see, Eddie is relaxing up here right now. He loves being scratched and just snuggling. Don't you, Eddie? Yes, you do. You're so sweet. Yeah, he's a total charmer. I have plans to make other rat videos in the future as well, but if you guys want me to do anything specific, could you post that in the comments, please? It's always difficult to know like what people need to know, like what information is important, because we've had rats for so long, and it's easy to forget like the basic stuff, because you know everything when you've had them for this long. So if you need any specific advice or how to do this or what to think about or whatever, then just put that in the comments and I'll see if I can make a video focusing on that. I did make, if you haven't seen that video yet where I introduced the boys, I posted that earlier this spring when they were still tiny. I think I talk a little bit about the basics of when you get them, like the first steps, what you have to think about, like the cage and the food and everything like that. So you can go watch that video first or after this or whatever, and see if there's something in there that you wanted me to mention but that I missed. So yeah, I think that's it. You want to come say bye to the camera? Hi. Hello. I am fluffy and adorable. Yes, you are. Are you mommy's little adorable boy? These 4 that we have now, they are the sweetest rats that we've ever had. I mean, I've loved all our rats, obviously, but these 4 are just, they're amazing. They're so kind, they're so sweet, so loving and social, and I'm just super happy. Okay, sorry. I love kissing their bellies. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the simple tips on how to activate your rats and socialize with them. And just remember, like, basically you don't have to do anything fancy if you don't want to. They basically just need you to hang out with them. They want you because they love you. You're their parents, basically. So they want to be with you and they want your attention, and they deserve to get your attention. So basically just give them a lot of love. You want to come on mommy's lap? He's a good boy. That is it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye. Say bye bye, Eddie. Bye bye.